Totally off topic, but why do I look like an Indian during colonial period who wouldn't survive the plague? Forget it. I'm here, so I'm gonna just shoot this video. Let's talk about guys because that's what we are here for. Are you single? Are you married? Are you in a relationship? Or maybe a situationship? It doesn't matter. I still got a man for you. Hello, book lovers. I'm back with another video, and I hope you all are doing fine. The reason why I'm behaving like a nosy neighbor or that one relative who cannot just keep their hands in their own business but wants to meddle in everybody else's is because I have got some book recommendation with the best book boyfriends ever. So it doesn't matter if you are in a relationship, situationship, or even if you're married. You, as a book girl, are allowed to love these men. I mean, your partner have to just adjust. He should have known before getting with you that you're a book girly, and he will always have to share you with these book boyfriends. So, without further ado, let's start. First off in our list, Ravi Singh from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I know we are starting very strong. Um, I actually also like his brother Sal Singh after reading this book. So it's your choice. But Sal Singh is, should I tell that to you guys? It would be a spoiler, but forget it. Let's just stick to Ravi Singh. If you haven't read this book, please read this book. It's actually very great. So Ravi Singh is the kind of guy who will understand everything about you. He will understand your words and he'll understand your silences. After reading this novel, he comes across as a guy who is very rational, very logical. He looks for reasons behind every, whatever you will do. He is also very caring. He is also very smart. And he's also funny. He's tall, dark, and handsome and Indian. So if you are Indian, your mother will approve. Yes. Also comes across as a guy who will be great with your friends too. So that's a plus point. He's also very intelligent, so his future is sorted and he'll be a gentleman to you, which is all the things we love in a guy. And I think you should give him a chance if you want all those qualities in a man. Who doesn't, though? The second man we have is Bahman from the stationery shop of Tehran. Unfortunately, this book is not that popular, so there is no, AI generated image of how he would look. But again, he is also very caring, he is very understanding, he is very, very, very kind hearted. There is the kind of love where you don't have to worry about anything, where even if there are uh, fights, quarrels, arguments, you know that the man is going to keep you above his ego you know that he's going to prioritize you. It's a soft kind of love. So for those girls who like soft love, Bahman is the guy for you. But that doesn't mean he's not driven, because in this book he actually joins the protest. He fights for what he thinks is right, and he also loves book, so that's a plus. Shared hobbies. I kind of wanna, recommend you Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights because of his passion for Catherine, but uh, he's very obdurate in his ways, so I don't know. I think we should let it go. Another man we have, the man who rules book talk community, Aaron Warner. Unfortunately, I'm gonna eat this mic. Unfortunately, um, I have not finished the series yet. So I don't know what's the wow factor about him, but from the looks of it, he's obsessed with his girl. And that's something we don't mind in our man. Definitely not. So I think that could be it. He also has a Shakespeare quote in his bag, so that means he reads a lot. But then he burned the book, so I don't know what was that about. I'm still waiting to complete the series to make up my mind about this man, but he's ruling the book community. I just hope he doesn't turn out to be like Zaid Meadows. If you are into dark romance, no judgment about that, but he was not for me. See, the second book of Haunting Adeline, which was Hunting Adeline, it was good. It was okay. He was good in that book. But the first book, oh my god, no. Nobody can convince me he was the right man to fall in love. And as somebody who had a stalker in past, I do not wish it upon anyone. So anyway, let's come back to Aaron Warner. From whatever I have gathered from Instagram, he is actually a very good guy. So he turns out, I mean, he's made to be a villain, but when you know his side of his story, he turns out to be great. From what I have read, he is obsessed with his girl. He also wants to be her friend. He wants to be around her 24/7. And he is very handsome, very sexy, very intelligent, and very powerful as well. So I think he is the man. There's not a competition. We can have as many book boyfriends as we want. That's the best part about fictional world. Nobody is gonna judge you for that. Now we have a man from Anna Huang's universe. And this is a man who is driven, who is ambitious, who is crazy about his girl once he falls in love, and who is kind of a no bullshit guy. If I think if it comes between his family and the girl he loves, he will choose the girl he loves when he knows the family is wrong. Definitely, that's given. What I did not like about Alex Volkov is him rodomontating about his wealth very often. It was unnecessary, and um, I don't think billionaires boast about their wealth. So that was quite unnecessary. And another cringe factor for me was all that singing he did out of nowhere. I mean, I get it, you're in love, but please don't. Other than that, um, him in his actual book was not that fascinating to me, but when he made cameos, appearances in other books of the series, he was great. um, and so if you like yourself a powerful billionaire, next up we have Adam Carlson, a man from Ollie Hazelwood's book. He is probably the most intelligent guy you will ever meet. He's a scientist. He's that kind of person who is very quiet, chill. fine with everything kind of guy until he's not. When it comes to his girl, he's very protective, he's very understanding, and he is a no bullshit kind of guy. He's not that geek sort of guy. He's got great apps as well. So we all love a nerd who is also hot. I said what I said. Oh, one of my favorite book boyfriends. I want to keep him to myself, but I'm generous. So we are gonna share Wes Bennett amongst ourselves. That sounds so wrong. Definitely not what I meant. Very, very derogatory. I am really sorry about that. But Wes Bennett, coming to him, he is chaos. He is funny. He's cool. He is um, kind hearted. He is very loving. Obviously, the first and foremost, very obsessed with his girl. I mean, when it comes to book talk men, they're all obsessed with their women, which is why we love them. One thing that I love about Wes Bennett is he will give you a reality check when he thinks you're being a psychotic bitch. And that's what I love in a relationship. It has to grow you, it has to be, it has to bring the best out of you. And when you're in a relationship with a man like Wes Bennett, it's going to be that. It's going to be all that improve. Let's, build together. Let's improve together. That kind of relationship. And even though he's a teenager in this book, a high school going guy who is going to be in college soon, um, there is the song, Taylor Swift song, "In a World of Boys, He's a Gentleman." So, yeah, he's already a man because of his deeds. We have another Ollie Hazelwood's main male character, which is Levi. He's the same as the previous one, Adam Carlson. And actually, most of the men from Ollie Hazelwood's novel are the same, but the best one was Adam Carlson. So you can pick. You can pick and choose. Yeah. You'll get essentially the same thing. Just green eyes with this one. Green eyes. So if you're into that. Now we have the men from Emily Henry's universe, which is Charlie. Now, Charlie is the kind of guy who you go when you have a problem, and which he will very generously solve without even, um, putting it on your face that, hey, I did it for you. Not that kind of guy. He's very calm, collected, very understanding again. And to the point that he'll understand if you choose to walk away from him. I think we all need a man like Charlie where they will understand that sometimes you have to let go, and if the time is right, or when the time is right, you'll meet again and maybe restart things. So, yeah, he's that kind of guy. He's the kind of guy you'll, you know, meet after 3 years and he'll still be on the same page. He'll still love you. And that's what I loved about this book and the novel. Although they get up really quickly after the period of separation. Yeah. So it's not that big of a gap, but it's still very beautiful story. Oh, the man who used to rule the book talk. But I kind of don't want to bring this book here because of all the drama that has been going on. It's exhausting. It should stop now. I mean, the book was okay, but the amount of hype it is getting because of all the drama, the people who have sworn off of this book are now reading it because of all that situation there. And the movie was not that great. But then it's about every movie except Harry Potter. It was good. It was good, did justice to the book as much as it could. Anyway, coming to Atlas Corrigan. He's the kind of man when, he'll let you be, he'll let you do your own thing, but he'll also tell you every now and then that he's there for you and he will be there for you when you need him. So he's the kind of guy you can rely on. He's the kind of guy who will lend his shoulder to you and who will support you in whatever you do. He's the kind of guy, if you're in a serious relationship and something went south, you can count on him. He also comes across as someone who doesn't take people for granted. He'll remember the kindness, he'll remember the efforts, he will remember every good things that you did for him. And when you're in a relationship with that kind of guy, you feel seen. So I think this is the kind of relationship I wish on all of you single ladies out there. Josh Chan, my favorite main male character. He had some downs as well, but oh my god, the highs were, really high. And the reason why I love him is because humor for me is the most important ingredient in a relationship, and he's funny. So, I mean, abs and money and, you know, possessiveness and everything else is good. But humor is what keeps the relationship going. I can see myself getting married to a Josh Chan because I know my life will be good. I know even if the situation is bad, we'll find something to laugh about. I know we'll get through everything in life with a touch of humor, and that is what I look for in a relationship. But also, he's the kind of guy who means business. I mean, he doesn't play when it comes to his girl. I also like the fact that he comes across as very chill kind of person, but when you get to know him, he has a certain depth to him. And I think in a relationship like that, freedom, love, laughter is the essence. And I love me a Josh Chan. So it's like Asian men supremacy. Grim from Lightlock. Now, I have not read this book yet. I have read only a few pages and I'm already obsessed. This is a fantasy book, by the way, so we have a powerful character here. Do not take him lightly. So far, I like his character. He is very mysterious. I don't know, there's something about mysterious men um, that draws your attention. Or is it just me? Mysterious people draw more attention, I feel. So, Grim is that kind of character. And so far, he is not very cocky about his powers, which I like. He's very, silently powerful kind of guy, doesn't project who he is. I've not read that much, but I think he's going to be one of those characters. Instant love affair is going to happen soon. But again, this is a fantasy book, and you never know. Maybe he'll turn into a villain. He is an actual villain because there are so many characters in this book that anybody could be the hero, anybody could be a villain. So I do not know yet. Gordon Greenbrier, I haven't still made up my mind about him because he seems very cocky. He is actually very cocky. Some people are into that shit, but I don't know. I have to read the two books in the series. It's absolutely enormous world building, which puts me off at times. But as far as I'm concerned, he is very obsessed with his lady Jude. There is a note found in his book with her name written over and over again. So, kind of freakishly obsessive. That's what we know about him. And we know that he's very smart. Like, you know, wickedly smart in that sort of way. I don't think I should recommend him yet. I haven't read the whole book. This video is turning out to be a huge review about men of Anna Huang universe, but Dante, Dante Russo, he's a billionaire. He probably will be older to you, so if you are into that, no judgment. He is tall, dark, and handsome. He is powerful in his own ways. He is very possessive, very demanding, but he has this hint of emotionality to him which makes him human. Thank God, because that is also very necessary. He'll go to great lengths to, get you back. He'll do what is necessary to make you believe that he's in love with you. And he's not afraid to, make up for the shit he put you through. So I think a masculine man who knows when he's wrong and is willing to correct his shit is the kind of guy we all deserve. That's Dante Russo for you. Mr. Darcy, very mindful, very demure, very classy, very posh, very rich, very idiotic when it comes to love, but is willing to do whatever it takes to get her girl. Darcy at first was someone who had this aura of Heathcliff from Emily Bronte's novel, but then he turned out to be a simp for Elizabeth, and we loved that. He was willing to do great things for her. He was willing to, do a great deal for her, including changing himself. And I read somewhere that a man does not change himself when you ask him to, a man changes himself when he wants to for you. So that is what Darcy did for Elizabeth. And I respect that hugely. I am a big fan of a man realizing his mistakes and is willing to correct them, is willing to make amends. A man who knows that he's human and it's fine to have human errors, but if it's bothering his lady, then he's working on himself. I think Mr. Darcy is someone who has been probably my mother's book boyfriend, and I will not be mad if he'll be my book boyfriend as well. So he's here for generations. Pick any man from this book, The Inheritance Games. Jameson, Grayson, I forgot the two, I forgot the name of the other two boys. I think it was Xavier and somebody else, but all four are great. I think it was Jameson who has this stupid issues with mortality. So no, but Grayson is the one who is very intelligent, very, poised, maintains his composure, deals with situations rationally. So I like him, but I don't think he's the hero of this book. Still, I think every man in this book is great. And kudos to Jennifer because she wrote them all very differently. Xavier is kind of funny. Jameson has this aura of weirdness, mysteriousness, and then again, cockiness to him. Grayson is, like I told you, very rational, very mysterious again. And there is this one guy who does not give a single flying F's about anything and is just living his life. So I think that's great. Oh, a great book boyfriend to have is Nate from Hannah Grace's Icebreaker. He is a very realistic character, by the way. Not too, feminist about everything, which is kind of a great deal that I'm seeing in Book Talk books. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do not have any issues with feminist men. I do not like it to be portrayed in every next sentence that they are feminist, and that is because when it is put on your face so much. I think that, you know, the writer is trying too hard for me to like that character, because I'm sorry, I am not going to give you a medal just because you're a feminist. So he is not any of that. He is just there for his girl in the very best way possible. And he understands that his girlfriend is a little psychotic and her emotions are not um, well managed, I think, because in this book that happened a lot. But he gives her the benefit of doubt in most situation. He also gives her the grace to make mistakes. He also gives her the space to do her own thing and be her own person. And he, for the most part, stands at the back and just be there for her support. But he will come forward when he feels like she needs it. So that is a great man right there, ready to help you when you are needed. And very hot, very hot. Garrett Graham's from The Deal. This man was written very beautifully. He has an emotional depth as deep as the Pacific Ocean. That is a song lyric from Arctic Monkeys. Let's talk about Garrett Graham's. He's the kind of guy you will think is here for fun and games, but when you get to know him, you will be shocked. He's also the kind of guy who will never, puts you down or uses his traumas as an excuse to mistreat you or something like that. He's the kind of guy who learns from his parents' mistake. He is the kind of guy who, when he sees something wrong with his elders, he says that, okay, let's just stop right there. I'm not gonna be that person. For a guy who is just in college, I think that's a whole lot of emotional maturity. That's a whole lot of sensibility. And the one thing that I liked, it's not that big of a deal, but I did like it about this character, is that when, another guy appreciates his girlfriend, he do not all of a sudden goes that I'm gonna smash your face. He's not that kind of person. He is the kind of person who said that, what's wrong with that? I mean, what's there not to love about her? He is the one who gets it that he's lucky to have her. He's the one who, realizes it, that his girlfriend is smart and kind and cool, and obviously there will be a lot of guys pining for her, so he does his best. He puts his best foot forward to keep his girlfriend, and I think that's great. I saved the best three for the last. We have Christian Harper from Twisted Lies. This is a person who is absolutely obsessed with his girlfriend to the point that he becomes a stalker. He also comes across as someone who is very generous, very serious, no bullshit kind of guy. Although, if you like your guys to be open with his feelings, do not expect that from him anytime soon, because he is the kind of person who will take his time to convey his feelings in the relationship. Yeah, it will probably be months before he actually tells you how he feels. So that you can expect. Otherwise, he's a great guy, very stand up guy, and he's loved by a lot of girls. Then we have Reason, obviously, from A Coat of Mist and Fury. He's a High Lord of Velaris, a very beautiful place. So if you are into traveling, you can contact him and make him your book boyfriend. You will love it. Um, but that apart, he comes across as a character who has full confidence in his girl. He's all powerful and mighty, but he has this entirely emotional side to him that only the people who are close to him gets to see, which is great. And he will go to great lengths for people he love. um, beat his girl, beat his friend, beat his family. He is the kind of guy who will be there for you and who will sacrifice a lot for the happiness of his loved ones. He's also someone who will take very reformative steps for the betterment of society, and someone who is very responsible with the powers he has been bestowed upon. Uh, so you will not see him misuse his powers. You will not see him blatantly display how mighty he is, but you will see him display his affection for you. He is very open in that way. He is very vocal about it, and he's someone who has a lot of sides. He has humor, he has kindness, he has integrity. He also has this shrewdness about him. So reason is the best book boyfriend to have. He is hot. He is 500 years older than you, which is not possible in this realm, but thank God for fiction, I guess. Just a brilliant man. So get yourself a Sarah J. Maas man. Highly recommended. Last but not the least, we have Zayden Ryerson from Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. Oh my god. I think he still tops, for me. He is my number one book boyfriend, I think. He is someone who will not coddle you. He will let you be your own woman, but he will also show up when you need him the most. He will help you build your own universe. He will support you and not stand in your way in any way. He'll make you a better person. He'll also be emotionally mature, but at the same time he'll be hot. He will have tattoos, he will have abs, he will have a dragon. I mean, do I need to say more to convince you? Because, yeah, he has it all. He practically has it all. Best shadow daddy. I still do not like that term, but I think when it comes to him, we can all use it because, wow, he is very powerful and he doesn't, take bullshit from anyone, not even if you're his seniors. He doesn't care about that if he's standing on his grounds, if he's standing on his own truth. So I think that says a lot about a man. He's also shown as a very responsible man. He is a leader. He is someone who, as a community, you can rely on. So he does a lot of good work. That is what I'm going to say. And very sexy indeed. I think we should all pray to, have all these great qualities in one man, and that God send us that man in our life and we'll all be happy. I mean, it's necessary at this point of time because of world peace. That's my excuse. So let's pray. Dear God, please give us a man as handsome as Zayden Ryerson, as kind as Wes Bennett, as intelligent as Adam Carlson, as funny as Josh Chan, as protective as Christian Harper, and as rich as Dante Russo. Amen. Tathastu. Amen. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I think it's because an insect walked all over my face at night and it actually bit me somewhere here. So when I woke up this morning, it looked like I got fillers overnight for some reason. And I was actually into that look. I was seriously considering getting lip fillers, but it that bite didn't last. That natural botox, is that botox or filler? Forget it.